What's up, guys? It's Brodie. I'm here with my brother and a couple of his friends. Today we're going to talk about how to mark. Remember, at the bottom of the YouTube channel is where you can add your suggestions and vote for what you want to see the next bro tip. Whatever wins is what we're going to do that week. So today is effective marking. We're going to first talk about what exactly is the mark. Okay, we're going to go into a forehand mark, we're going into a backhand mark, a straight up mark, and then a straight up to a force mark, okay? Alright, so the first mark we're going to talk about is probably the most basic mark, is the forehand, okay? The reason why a lot of teams force forehand is because it's a more difficult throw than the backhand. So, here we go. Forehand mark. What's going to happen is the guy on the mark, okay, is going to force me to have to throw a forehand this direction. That means he's making it that I cannot throw a backhand, and he's also making it that I cannot throw a forehand to this side. And that's what we really need to think about. He's splitting down the field in half, and he's saying that anything on this half of the field I cannot throw. So whether it be the throw a forehand over here or a backhand around, he's not letting me throw that.
Yep.
Alright, so now we're going to talk about the backhand mark. The backhand mark, same exact thing. He's splitting down the field and not making me throw it to this side, the right side of the field. So Logan's going to be on the mark, and he's not letting me throw a backhand over here. He's not letting me throw a flick over here. If I step out and throw a backhand here, he's fine with that, okay? He's going to stay behind me. He wants me to throw a pass on this side. He doesn't want me to throw over here. So now what we're going to talk about is the reason why we make a force, okay? So right now we're setting the force as a forehand. Connor is going to mark forehand, okay? Stanley's got the disc. I'm downfield guarding my brother here, forehand. Okay, in my head, what I know now is Connor is making it so that no pass should be able to go on this side of the field. All the passes should become on this side. So how I'm going to guard Logan here is I'm going to guard him on the force side. Okay, this is the force side. This over here is the break side. Passes shouldn't come here. So when I guard Logan, I'm going to guard him on the force side because I know if he runs over here to the force side, I have to prevent that pass from coming, okay? If he comes back and he runs onto the break side, I do not want to over pursue. Okay, so if he goes break side, I don't want to try to stop this pass because he's just going to go this way and beat me on the force side. I have to trust my mark. So if Logan sets up here, all right, and he's going to go break side, Connor's going to put a good mark on and not allow that pass to happen. I'm staying on the force side of him. Everyone see that? I'm staying on this side. That's what we really have to do. Alright, so now what we're going to talk about is the different types of marks, okay? We're going to talk about effective marking. Here we go. Logan is now going to mark Stanley. He's going to mark a forehand, okay? As you notice, he wants to get this right foot a little more inside here. Okay, there. Now what he's going to do is he's going to make it so Stanley cannot throw on this side, okay? Here's what's going to happen. If Stanley pivots out like this, Logan's going to try to stop the inside out pass here, but he's not jumping over, okay? A lot of young players, watch out real second. A lot of young players, what you guys do is when he steps out to throw a force side pass, a lot of you will try to stop this, and what happens is you get broken. He steps back and breaks you, and that's really, really bad for the defense. So, when Morgan steps out to throw a forehand, Logan's going to let him throw a forehand. The only time Logan's going to try to stop him throwing a forehand is if he's trying to throw an inside out on the break side. So let's real quick pivot a couple times. Logan have a good mark on there. So you can watch Logan just really making it so he cannot throw on this side. That's the only thing Logan cares about. This side, okay? That was pretty good. Now let's switch it to a backhand here. Logan's going to mark backhand now, okay? And so if the same exact thing is going to happen, he's going to make it so Stanley can't throw anything on this side of the field, okay? He wants to position a little bit more here, okay? Get his feet out in front of Stanley. His arms are going to be out. You can go ahead. So there's a forced backhand mark. If you ever hear forced backhand, this is what's happening, okay? Very good. Now we're going to talk about a straight up mark, okay? The reason why you go straight up is because you've been getting killed by the huck. And what I mean by that is they have a really good thrower on their team. They throw deep passes a lot at the very beginning of the stall count, and you're getting killed. So what's going to happen is Logan's going to mark straight up. Okay, it's not a backhand mark, it's not a forehand mark. He's making it so Stanley can't throw a deep pass, okay? So here we go. Go ahead, 5 seconds. He doesn't want any deep pass down the field. He's allowing passes to the side, that's fine. He doesn't want a deep pass, very good, okay? And the reason why teams do this is to get the disc out of great players' hands. If they have one really good thrower, you don't want him throwing all the goals. Let someone else make plays, okay? So go straight up on him, get the disc out of his hands, all right? Now we're gonna talk about a straight up to backhand and a straight up to forehand mark. Same thing, Logan's gonna go straight up, okay? And then after about 5 counts, all right, he's gonna go into a backhand mark. The reason why you do this is because good hucks come in the first 5 seconds of a stall count. All right, if you're on the mark, if it gets to stall 7, stall 8, stall 9, normally a bad throw, a bad deep throw is gonna happen. So you don't want a good huck in the first 5. So Logan for the first 5 seconds is going straight up, and then he's gonna go straight into a backhand mark. Go. So straight up, straight up, straight up. Now he's backhand, now he's backhand. Now he shifts over, now he doesn't want anything on that side. All right, very good. Same thing, we're gonna go straight up to forehand here. And go straight up to forehand. No huck, no huck, no huck. And now forehand, now forehand. Okay, now he's not letting that happen. There you go, very good. All right, those are all the different types of marks. And now we're gonna talk about exactly what you need to do to have an effective mark. All right, so now we're gonna talk about what makes a good mark. We're only gonna go here with a forehand mark, okay? A good mark is basically for forehand, backhand, straight up. It all includes the same things. So here we go. What do I need to do? First off, I need to have a wide base, okay? If my feet are too close, I'm not gonna be able to get out wide. Also, if my feet are way too wide, I'm gonna have a really hard time shifting and shuffling my weight over to try to stop him from throwing, okay? A little bit wider than shoulder length, okay? So I have a wide base. Now I want to be on the balls of my feet, not on my heels. If I get caught back on my heels, I'm gonna have a really hard time shifting my weight. You wanna be on the balls of your feet, ready to shuffle your weight left to right. So if he goes out here, I shuffle, I'm here. If he goes here, I shuffle, I'm here. The next thing is wide arms, okay? It's very intimidating for a thrower when the mark comes up and it's very wide, okay? If I have these alligator arms and I bring him in like this, he's not so intimidated by my mark. And a lot of times when you get tired, your arms will get tired and you'll mark like this, okay? You want wide arms. So you come up, wide arms, let them know you're there. The next thing that you want to do is you want to be able to sit down, okay? What I mean by that is to have a good mark, you want to be able to have an aggressive, athletic stance like this. If all you're doing is your knees are locked and you're like this, you're going to lean a lot. And it's going to be really hard for you when he goes the other way to make up that ground. So you want to be down here on your toes and you're ready to bounce from left to right when he pivots, okay?